Welcome, this is Kermit the Streamer. We're doing a bot draft tonight for OTJ. Got enough gold for that, so that's what we're going to do. So I think my pre-game here, I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to do busted green commons and stuff. We'll see though. I mean, now that I've said that, I'll open up something crazy and get pulled to a specific color, but I think I'm gonna really try to look at those green cards this time just to see. Yeah, there we go. Vadmir the New Blood. So he's a crime payoff card. Basically he gets bigger every time you commit a crime, and then once he's really big, a 6/6, he gains menace and lifelink, which makes him very good. Now I could definitely pair him with a green deck, so still a great first pick here. And one of the things I'm going to do, since he's a rare, I'm going to go ahead and craft it in my deck. That'll just give me extra gems. Pretty much always do that still. And there we go. That'll just make it to where at the end of the draft I'll get awarded some free gems. Well, not free because I did have to use my wild cards, but I don't usually play constructed at all, so every once in a while I'll get a wild hair to do it, but most of the time that's not my thing. So take our rare Fblthpp. Not excited by that really. We have seen in all of my drafts actually somebody that has used it well. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the Desert's Dew. Because I'm more likely to get more deserts. I'm less likely to get more Desert's Dew. So I think what we're going to try to go towards is like a black-green Deserts Matter deck. Baron Bertram. He likes things that make tokens. Hollow Marauder is interesting. Basically, it's just a card that draws a card when you've had a long and casualty-inducing game. I think I'm going to take the Bertram. I'm not necessarily thinking that it's going to be something that we end up playing. Mirage Mesa sounds pretty good too. It's a tap land, but it gets to be any color that you're missing. So I think I'll go that. Without knowing that I have a token deck, I think I'll go ahead and hedge my bet and take a gold land. Cacturantula is really good. Like all of my previous green decks, I've wanted a Cacturantula and I haven't had one. And I think that's the pick here. It's a little expensive at 6 mana, but the fact that they, if they do something to it, they have to give you a card. Oh yeah, if you've got a desert, he becomes cheaper. So at 5 mana, he's actually a pretty solid thing to play. Lazav looks really good here. So it's either Vault Plunderer or Servant of the Stinger. I had an opponent use that well against me. Vault Plunderer always gives me a card. Servant of the Stinger either trades for a card or gets me exactly a thing that I want. So I think it's slightly better here, plus it's a 2-drop. Gotta pay attention. I want crimes when possible. Full steam ahead. I don't like Doc Arlock. So I think it's either Skullduggery or Binding Negotiation. So basically this, Binding Negotiation. So it just makes them discard a card that I choose, and if they've got something plotted when I cast it, they lose the thing. So they basically spent the mana to plot something, and then it goes away. So that's pretty doggone good. I haven't gotten to play that spell yet. Nothing I want here. I'm going to go ahead and get a Loan Shark. I could splash for Loan Sharks all day long off of this Mirage Mesa. So we'll do that because there's nothing really better. Black Snag Buzzard is, you know, it's playable, but only marginally so. So then here, I have a choice between another Binding Negotiation, a Raven of Fell Omens, or a Soured Springs. I'm taking the Springs here because it enables that Loan Shark. I really want the Raven, but it's a common. I should see more of them. I should see more of the deserts too, but the fact that it's in colors that I'm interested in playing makes me really want to somewhat prioritize it. I do think we take Decisive Denial here or Seize the Secrets. Yeah, go Decisive Denial. And no, we're not thrilled. No, we're not necessarily green at the moment, so Razzle Dazzle seems the way to go. Razzle Dazzler. Phantom Interference. This card is seems to be getting higher and higher ratings as the format continues. You can't get the plot cards with that counter most of the time, unless their sequencing goes a certain way. So like when somebody wants to play a Loan Shark second, they'll oftentimes tap out, and then Phantom Interference actually does what it needs to do. But the fact that it can become a 2/2 flying creature some of the time makes it have a little bit more reach than otherwise. Not excited about the Harrier Strix, but this does commit a crime, and it does loot later in the game. Stop Cold, I'm totally fine with having this. Pretty standard trick. It's a little costly for this block, but it's going to tap down something really frightening. Fractured Identity. Exile target non-land permanent. Each player other than its controller creates a token. So you exile one of their things, and then you get a copy. Yeah, that seems good. So now we've got an awkward situation where we're splashing a card that has a white pip in it. So we're going to be looking for deserts anyway. So just keep in mind that we want a desert that has white and one of our other colors. There's our Stingerback Terror again. Only this time we're not in a deck that can even think about taking it. Murder's not bad here. Lawbringer's not great, considering we don't want a bunch of white cards. Mortar Surprise. If we had some like really ridiculous creature, I'd be all over this. And I do think Vadmir is bordering on that. So we'll take the Mortar Surprise. Although Murder does look very good. I still shy away from it because the double black. Soured Springs again. So it does look like we're less likely at this point to be running green at all. Let's go ahead and stash this into the sideboard for now. There's our Hard Bristle Bandit though. That's a good reason to be looking at green again. Prairie Dog's okay. I think Repulse just seems like a really good grab right here. So we're now pretty well committing to a black-blue deck. Vault Plunderer or Loan Shark. Canyon Crab is also good here. I think Canyon Crab's the one to go with here. Now we get another chance at getting a Lazav. We also get a chance at maybe making green work again. On a Sword Stain, which is insane. I think I'm going to go with Lazav here. He's just been kicking my butt in a lot of my games, so. And then here, takes Seize the Secrets, back for more, looks really nice. We don't have anything scary other than that Cactarantula and the version of the deck where we don't reliably have green mana. That Cactarantula doesn't even hit the table, so I think we eat our vegetables here and try to stay in our two colors instead of doing what I always do. We only have one thing that breaks that right now. Razzle Dazzler or Vault Plunderer. Both seem good. Razzle Dazzler's just a hair cheaper. I like the Roadmaster, but he does not seem to be as good as a typical Man-O-War in the games that I've had him. Sure, I don't think this is a great card, but we'll take it. I think this guy's actually really good in my deck at the moment. Roadmaster, okay, he's probably gonna get cut. Buzzard, alright, get in there. Rest in peace, no. Jagged Barrens, just to have another desert that's off color. There's Fortune, really good card. But we really want to limit the white that we're going to play. I think Ambush Gigapede is probably the thing here. I do like this Arid Archway. It's hard not to go Archway here at the desert. That allows us to reactivate our deserts. Desperate. I like this guy a lot. He's impacted every board I've seen him play on practically, so I want to take that Fblthpp so bad. I think I'm taking the Fblthpp. I can also craft it, so it's more than just something that might be playable in my pool. It gives me immediate gems, so. At the dress, and that is Fblthpp. I'm not excited about another Harrier Strix, but I think it's more likely to make the cut than a second Overzealous Muscle. This is great here. So this is a desert that activates our Fractured Identity for us. So now we have two cards that get us to being able to cast this well, reliably. And it's a late game card anyway, so like if this were like a thing that I wanted to cast on turn 3, then I would need to have more planes to make it work. Don't like these, but I do like having one. It's hard not to go Lawbringer, but this deck is not reliably playing that white mana for sure. Two Candy Crabs seem okay. You don't ever want two of them and play at the same time, but at least I don't think you do. Nothing amazing, but we'll take a second Emergent Haunting. Silver Deputy's interesting. Take the Fall is interesting. What's our creature count? Oh yeah, I think it's Take the Fall. Or another Desert's Due. We're now up to 5 deserts. So I mean, that's a real card. It's killing on average probably 3 and 4 drops almost every time I draw it, so another geek, or no, I didn't take the first one, so I think it's right to take one now. Take the Fall. Probably not going to play it, but third Razzle Dazzler. Probably not going to play this either. Turn the Favor, not playing it. Alright, that should be everything, right? Yep. So, what do we got? 49 cards. Definitely want to try to cut 9. Don't like having more than one Harrier Strix, even though it is a crime committer. Although maybe we do that. Maybe we try to make this kind of low to the ground. Other than a couple of flyers, some unblockable things, Shamble Slinger. Oh, I didn't get any. Yeah, we got plenty of stuff that this is useful with. So I think we have more of a deck that wants to cast 2 spells per turn. I do like Emergent Haunting a lot, though. You get that activation there, even when it becomes a creature, I think. So it's very hard to cut this down. 17 creatures. I'm going to prioritize more defensive creatures, I think. No, I think offensive ones. That's awkward. Real awkward. Okay, get out of here, Buzzard. Just one crab. Two Razzler Dazzlers. Step Cold, 1 Harrier Strikes. I think that's it. Most of our stuff's at 2. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I'll play that. Alright, so that's the draft. Intended to go in as black, green. Came out as black, blue with a splashed white card. Well, I'll come back and play some matches.